everybody. It is June the 6th, 2021, right here on the Wrestleview YouTube channel. Hello. How is everybody? I'm doing good. Kind of. Well, maybe. I don't know. Took a week off from Memorial Day weekend. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves for that long holiday weekend. I know I sure did. Did lots of cooking out with the folks. Had both my parents and Deanna's parents over here at the house to show off the house. I cooked ribs and swordfish. It was delightful. And yeah, and also during that week, we caught a mouse in the house and our HVAC decided to take a crap. Yeah, so there's stuff going on there. But I hope that you guys are having a good time, because I'm back, and oh boy, have we got a lot of stuff to talk about. This is Wrestleview Weekly, where we talk about all of the past week's happenings with the pro wrestling and the news and the TV and the thing. I am Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and co-host of Wrestleview Live alongside the effervescent editor-in-chief Mike Tedesco of Wrestleview.com, or at times Roy Nemmer, the recapper for Smackdown, who appears on the Wrestleview.com and does his post-show right here on the Wrestleview YouTube channel. Yeah, stuff happened this week. Oh boy, we got a lot to talk about. Lots of stuff to talk about. 5 things to go over from the past week of wrestling TV. There was something for everybody last week in WWE television. And, well, look, my top 5 things are covering everything. I am covering every television show. Every television show has got at least one thing that I will be talking about. So, and yes, even AEW. I'm going to talk a little bit about AEW. And some people are not going to like what I'm going to say about AEW. Lots of news. We had surprise breakneck releases in the WWE of some pretty upper tier talent and talent that they were repackaging just out of nowhere. Kind of broke my neck and kind of made me go, huh? And made a lot of people go, huh? And a lot of people start postulating and speculating where everyone's gonna go. We're not doing that. I don't care where everyone is going. We don't care where everyone is going. All we know is what's happening right now. The WWE milk carton, alive and kicking. Brand new people not on it anymore. Adam Cole off the milk carton. Xia Li and Boa off the milk carton. And also everyone who was just released off the milk carton. And finally, I know I kind of did a bait and switch the last time I did this. Talk about let's fantasy book Raw. Let's see if we can save Monday Night Raw. Well, now that there has been this surprise exodus of performers from the WWE, now we really need to dig our heels in and figure out what the hell we're doing with not just Raw, but also SmackDown. And so I figure we're going to sit here and we're going to try to book Raw and SmackDown post SummerSlam. Post SummerSlam. Bear that in mind. But before we do that, we will also revisit Fantasy Booking 101 so that we do not venture too far over the edge of the cliff. Dial ourselves back, know how to book professional wrestling. So that's what we're going to be doing. Programming note. So, next week is NXT TakeOver in your house. Not my house, but your house. NXT TakeOver in your house is next week. And normally a show like today, I would be doing the predictions for NXT TakeOver in your house, but I say no, fuck it, we'll do it live. That's right, we're going to do it live because next week, NXT TakeOver in your house, I'm doing watch along. Wrestleview watch along right here next Sunday. NXT TakeOver in your house. I will go on air tentatively a half hour into the pre-show, which I believe it'll be 7:30. I believe in your house is starting at 8 o'clock. I believe. So 7:30 is when we'll go on the air. We'll do that. And also, the week after, is a WWE Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell. And so next week, I would normally do my show for predictions for Hell in a Cell. Well, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to do it live. We will be making the predictions for WWE Hell in a Cell next week during the NXT TakeOver in your house watch along. So, lots of predictions going on tomorrow while we watch the Double E's. Oh boy. Oh, and by the way, caveat, yes, NXT TakeOver in your house predictions that I will be making live, every one of them a lock. What does that mean? I make locked predictions that I have a lot of confidence in. I lock them. I'm confident they will be right. But if they aren't right and I look like a dum-dum, we take a shot of the Lunazul Blanco tequila. We are tequila free right now. WrestleMania Backlash a few weeks ago, we went a perfect 5-0. A perfect 5-0, no tequila, and yeah, no tequila. We're going to keep that train going. No tequila. But just because it's a tequila-free show doesn't mean that it's a sober show. But before I get into that, I got to dole out the pleasantries first. You smashed them. You stacked them. You pinned them. It's now time to acknowledge you. Everyone in the chat room, if you're in there now, you say, wee. If you're not in the chat room, there's not a damn thing I can do about that. Who all's in the chat room right now? I see Jamel. I see Andrew. I see Daniel. Everyone else should be filing in. I know people are watching right now. I'm looking at the numbers, as minuscule as they are. I know you're tuning in. There's Mediocre Lewis. Wee! Mashoon still in first place in the AL Central. White Sox. Wee! Yes, I will. Mashoon, the White Sox, even though I'm an Indians fan, I think we're right now maybe 4.5 back of you from your first place. You guys are good. No, seriously, you're the favorites in the whole AL. Seriously, I would not. They're running away right now. They're a very good team. Grash in the chat room going, wee! Yes! Everyone's going to start filing in and is going to start making everything awkward as I continue to talk. But that's okay. Because that's how life is. You roll with the punches and you do your thing. Sources. Today, sources. Oh, I am very curious and scared of this one. Well, what I mean by scared is not on the ABV side, but more on just the taste side. So, from New Serum Brewery, I had to get it because of the title. We are going to enjoy the People's Elbow from New Serum Brewery out of Salisbury, North Carolina. New Serum here locally makes some great IPAs. They have a fantastic Blood Orange IPA. Their hazy IPAs are not too hazy, but they're a good brewery. But this one I had to get because of the name, but also, okay, so here we go. I'm reading from the descriptor on their website right here to my side. Do you smell what New Serum is cooking? A new hazy milkshake IPA, that's what. We put the smackdown on some cockamoras, and out came this. A 7 ABV coconut hazy milkshake IPA. We brewed it with an insane amount of El Dorado, Cryo Mosaic, and Cryo Citra hops, plus a massive amount of shredded coconut. Don't raise your eyebrow until you try it. Well, I'm raising my eyebrow anyway. Does my eyebrow get as high up as, I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. No. People's Elbow. All right, let's go and try this guy. It is a 7.0 on the ABV. Pouring it into the Horn of Triumph. Into the Horn of Triumph. We are doing this. And the one thing is, it's difficult pouring into the Horn of Triumph. No, I didn't spill any beer on my keyboard. I've got a nice little mat here, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to get rid of that guy. Put that to the side, because I just spilled some of the people's elbow on that. We may wash that. There we go. That's all good. Let me see. Let me pour some more of that in there. It's kind of difficult to pour into the Horn of Triumph when you can't really see through it. But here we go. Coconut Milkshake IPA, the People's Elbow from New Sarum. Huh. Normally, I'm not a fan of coconut. I'm not a huge fan of coconut. But this is palatable. I guess it's also because it's a milkshake, using the lactose in with the brewing. It's not bad. That's not bad. Would I get it again? Probably not. That was my fear, was that this would be the first time that I would have a beer that I would just totally pitch and not like at all. But no, it's pretty good. Yeah. So cheers to New Sarum, who has absolutely nothing to do with Dwayne Johnson. All right. Top 5 things to check out from the week of the wrestling. There were matches. Lots of great matches. If there's a certain kind of wrestling match that you enjoy, there was one on television that you would enjoy. And for the first time, and I think maybe a month and a half or 2 months, I'm starting off with Monday Night Raw. If you have a certain type of wrestling match that you enjoy, again, every episode, an episode of television had a match for you. And kick things off with, if you're just a tried and true WWE fan that likes the pacing of a WWE match, that, has your big move that's not necessarily a finisher, but they have the kick out and it's slowly paced for the build up to the payoff, then this would be the match that you would enjoy. Drew McIntyre versus Kofi Kingston, main eventing Monday Night Raw. This sucker was a good 25-minute long match. No run-ins, no interruptions, no nothing. It's just a good old-fashioned paced WWE match. Did I enjoy it? I was just tired. I'm tired of seeing Drew McIntyre all the time, and quite frankly, I'm tired of seeing Kofi Kingston all the time. But that's a big problem that the WWE is having right now, and I don't know if it's going to be solved after they've done some releases. But this was a fun match. Is it going to be? It's leading to Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley at Hell in a Cell for the WWE title. I am sure that they will make it a Hell in a Cell match, and it will be Drew's last shot at the title. And oh boy, I am fearing the Fiend showing up at Hell in a Cell. I'm really fearing it right now. But for now, let's just enjoy the matches. Kofi, Drew McIntyre. Yeah, check it out. If you're just a tried and true casual WWE fan, you would have enjoyed this. If you're a fan of tag team wrestling, plenty of that for you over on SmackDown. Please don't do this to me. Just give me the GIF. I saved the GIF. There's the Giphy. Usos versus the Mysterios. Twice. We had it twice, encompassing about 45 minutes of last Friday's episode of SmackDown. Fun match. The Usos are always a fun tag team to watch. Rey Mysterio is a fucking god in the ring. Dominic, he's trying to learn the ropes and everything, and you save him by putting him in some tag team matches. And right now, the Mysterios are the tag team champs over on the SmackDown. The Usos are back together, and there's just something how the Usos are as a tag team, just the way that they flail their bodies around it when they're punching, their strikes, their fucking super kicks all the damn time. But even this spot, doing the Samoan drop on the table, it looks so chaotic and looks so, flailing. And that's kind of why I liked back in the day the Wyatt family, the team of, the Wyatt family, the team, the duo, the team, the Brody Lee, the Brody Lee and the Eric Rowan, I'll call him Brody Lee. That team, I loved that team because they were so chaotic. They just punched and flailed. There was nothing technical or scientific about them. They just flailed. And that's kind of what the Usos remind me of, except the Usos are 5'10". But still, fun tag team match, fun match. Miles apart from a tag team match that I saw on AEW where I think it was 8 minutes in, there were already 6 minutes in, there were 8 3-count breakups. 6 minutes into a match. Yeah, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. Yeah. So you can see where I'm kind of going with the AEW. Yeah, that's where I'm going. Machoon bringing Bludgeon Brothers. When they were the Wyatt family, Rowan and Harper were just flailing all around. When they were the Bludgeon Brothers with the sledgehammers and stuff, they had more methodology to them. They were not as chaotic. I like the chaotic nature of just flailing around. You are in control, but it really looks like you're not. And man, it was a fun tag match. Fun tag team match. Now, let me see. If you're more a fan of, let's say, flippy dippy stuff, you like the little critters, you like the flippy dippy stuff, but you kind of like it in your tag moves, you got it on NXT. You got it with the NXT tag team title match. It was with El Legado del Fantasma facing off against MSK for the NXT tag team titles. If you like your flippy dippy stuff, you love your little critters, and you love a tag team match, that's the match for you. And I loved this match because there's so much crap happening along the outside of the ring, but it did not deter away from what was happening in the ring. And that was by the production. The camera's keeping eye on what's happening on the outside and showing that it's not doing anything. For example, grizzled young veterans make a run in and try to interfere in the match, but then Tomato Chomper and Timothy Thatcher blindside the two of them over at the foot of the ramp going over to the ring. Santos Escobar on the outside interferes in the match, and then out of nowhere, Bronson Reed smashing him into the barricade. This match was just fun stuff. Okay, I'm normally not a fan of the little critters, but when there's a lot of stuff happening on the outside to deter me away from why the little critters are so weird, it's a good match. Okay, fun match. I think it was a good 15-minute, 20-minute match. I think there was one commercial break, maybe 2 commercial breaks in it. Fun match. May want to check that one out. Again, every single top thing that I'm talking about here that happened on TV last week is a match. Not just a promo, just not a goofy facial expression. I kind of been getting that for a while now. Come on, Doug, aren't you going to talk about matches? You're talking about wrestling. Talk about a match. Well, here they are. Here are some matches to check out. And they're all they're all palatable for someone like me or maybe someone like you who's a casual fan, okay? Turn on the TV, check out a match. I haven't taken my Adderall to really pay attention. Stuff like that. Now, if you're like me, and I know I am, to where, you know what, these little critters ain't doing it for me. I need something different. Cue up the sounder. I said play the sounder.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
That's right. When you're in the mood for people that weigh way more than 205 pounds.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
That's what you call for. You want Yes, that's yeah.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
Boy, got a match for you. It wasn't on television. It was over on NXT UK. All right. Rampage Brown versus Joe Coffey. Take 2. Yeah. If you demand creatures that weigh more than you do and then some.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
Then this was the match for you. Fun, just beating the snot out of each other. Shoulder tackles aplenty, spears aplenty. Just 2 big bulls just destroying a china shop. That's what this match was. If this is what you want in a wrestling match, man, if you want, the strong style, strong European style, the New Japan style, blah, 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 blah. You just want to see 2 men beating the crap out of each other.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
Then that's the match for you. Rampage Brown versus Joe Coffey over at NXT UK. Rampage Brown, I think it was about 2 or 3 months ago, challenged Walter for the NXT UK title and lost valiantly to our Lord and Savior, Walter. Which is leading us to believe, what the hell is going to be going on with Walter in NXT UK? What the heck's going on with Kaylee Ray in NXT UK? They have not had a title change in NXT UK for about 1.5 years of any kind. You've got your stupid little Stanley Cup, the Heritage Cup. You've got your tag team champions. Those all have changed hands. But your women's and men's titles on NXT UK have not changed hands in at least over 1.5 years. I don't know. Would you be bored with that? Would you be tired of that? I don't know. I think it's refreshing that there's a champion that's there for a long time and is actually having matches that warrant them being a champion. I'm not talking CM Punk length title reign here. I mean, yeah, when CM Punk held the WWE title for that long amount of time over a calendar year, it was... I think he did have some triple threats and nice little protection matches in there, but not Walter. Walter, every single match Walter has had defending the NXT UK title has been a singles match. He's never been in a multi-man clusterfuck where the NXT UK title is at stake. That is the only way he's going to lose the title, is when it's a multi-man clusterfuck. Same, Kaylee Ray, she's been in multi-women clusterfuck matches and come away still champion. So which one is more protected? I don't know. But all I know is when I have an urge for large creatures hurting each other,
Big meaty man slapping meat.
I turn to NXT UK because they have larger individuals than NXT and they let them do the wacky, slappy, choppy, speary tackle, shoulder tackle thingies that I demand, that I insist upon. Doug, you were going to talk about AEW. Oh, yeah, I'm going to talk about AEW. I'm just going to bring this up. I'm just going to bring up the tweet. Going to play it. And you all kind of see where I'm going to be going with this. Red Velvet with a suicide dive. Jimbo Jack, if people in the management see Walter as the potential top guy, then WWE has a huge problem. That's my opinion. Okay, that's your opinion. That's cool. Okay, doke. It's the top guy in NXT UK, Walter is. Walter's the top guy in NXT UK. But let's talk about AEW. The place that everyone is saying everyone goes after they leave the WWE. In 2019, Chris Jericho and Tony Khan said that AEW was not going to be anything like WWE. It was going to be homegrown, homebrewed, not WWE. Currently, 40% of AEW's roster was formerly with the WWE. This right here is why I don't watch AEW. This is why I don't watch AEW. No training, no coaching, no holds barred, have yourself a car crash match. And what happens? People get hurt. Had to confirm it with this brilliant account on Twitter, AEW Botches. Since this year has started, 2021, AEW has had 20 injuries. 20 injuries to their roster. Concussions, torn ACLs, broken clavicles, separated shoulders, you name it. Every injury under the sun has happened in AEW. This is why, Doug, why don't you cover AEW? This is why. It's trash. It's horrible. It's disgusting. It's horrible. It's all about a good wrestling match. Please, Jimbo Jack, please tell me how great that Red Velvet wrestling match was after that suicide dive. Please, tell me how great it was. Not just that, I mean, I could go nuts on AEW Botches account here because I don't need to watch AEW. Every week, I am reminded of how horrible it is. Every week. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, 6 saves in an 8-minute match. 6 saves. Why do they have a referee? Yep, totally get it that, you know, WWE and others have botches, but nowhere near the level that AEW has. We're going to land a moonsault on her legs. Okie dokie. How badly do we need to do a slap to make sure that we've gotten it down? Yeah, the opponent needs to slap her leg. Jimbo Jack said, it's okay. There are thousands of wrestlers are working in AEW. 20 injuries are nothing. Really? 20 injuries are nothing? WWE's roster, as deep as it is, only has 7. 7 injuries in WWE's Raw, SmackDown, and NXT roster that is over 175 deep has only currently 7 injuries, and that's counting pregnancies. AEW, with how deep their roster is, nearly 3 times as much. Yeah. How do you deal with Marco's stunt? If you are the AEW champion, you fall flat on your keister and you feel like you're threatened by Marco's stunt. But if you're a mid-carder like Jason Cade is, or actually an unsigned talent, you floor him. You see what I'm going with here? Seriously. AEW, the botches are not just in the matches. You're going to have an unsigned guy floor Marco Stunt, but then your heavyweight champion is supposed to drop to his ass and cower in fear of him. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's how I am with AEW. I just can't watch it. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And by the way, here,
Not looking, and this is no offense to anybody, but
here is the entire roster of talent who was formerly WWE in AEW, including those that were just announced last couple of weeks ago of Mark Henry and Andrade. Homegrown talent. Unique in every way. Can't find it anywhere else. Only in AEW. Only in AEW. So, don't get me wrong, there are some things in AEW that I like. Okay? I like the Dark Order. I think they're a fun act. I just noticed that my little record, my pay-per-view record should be much larger. My pay-per-view record should be much larger. Whoa, not that large. Well, actually, yeah. Maybe not that large. I mean, there we go. Yeah, Leo Rush is in AEW as well. Yeah, that's right, Machoon. I mean, seriously. There they all are. Oh, yeah, and that asshole. Yeah, and that guy, Cody Rhodes. The best, doing his best to be Triple H as best as he can. Yeah, seriously. Andrew mentioned in New Japan with Leo Rush. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, there are some things in AEW I like. I like the Dark Order. I like Best Friends. I like that. But I have a hard time taking people seriously that people released from the WWE will be better off in AEW when they have had 20 injuries so far this year and their roster is comprised of 40% former WWE talent. How is it different? If I want something different in professional wrestling, I want new performers, I want new programs, I want new everything, then why am I getting the same old, same old? Whatever. What are you going to do? I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to watch it. Just continue to do that. If you enjoy it, that's fine. I'm not going to poop on you and say you don't know anything about wrestling or anything like that because you watch AEW. You watch what you want, okay? If you like AEW, awesome. I'm just telling you why I don't. If you can't deal with that, I don't know what to tell you. That's all. The promos take too long. They have no sense of time in AEW. A promo in AEW, they get cut off. You've seen it sometimes, and also they just ramble on and on. Don't get me wrong, there have been some good promos cut by Jericho and JF. There have been some good promos. Don't get me wrong. But they are vastly outnumbered. AEW has a lot of work to do. And it's got to start off with keeping people healthy. Not letting them break their clavicle on live television. So there you go. There's my nickel about AEW. Beer's not too bad. All right. Jimbo, yeah, the AEW female referee is so distracting. Yeah, a lot of the referees are very distracting in AEW. They tried to say, look, we got the first female referee signed by AEW. WWE has already got 3. A black female at that. Grash saying AEW's bad, but not Impact TNA bad. True. Nothing is as bad as what TNA was. Okay? So, yeah, it hasn't gotten that bad, but it's getting close. It's getting very close. All right. Enough bitching about AEW. We've got to bitch about all the stuff that happened last week. He threatened people. I don't know. His line was, come and get these hands. Well, they said, nah, no thank you. First, want to start things off. With headline. I just want to bring this up to start off with. Reported yesterday by Jerome. Current Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion Tracy Williams took to Twitter to reveal that he was hit by a car earlier last week. He noted he was walking his dog on Thursday when a man driving the vehicle blew a red, going less than 25 miles an hour, striking him as he crossed the street. Williams said that he landed on his back. He said that his dog was not hit and is okay. Williams re-signed with Ring of Honor this past January. As of this report, there's no update if he'll miss any ring time because of the accident, but here he is. Thankfully, he's okay. Yeah, he's good. Everything's fine. And also his dog is fine. So, yeah, that freaking sucks. Okay, but still, we're glad that Tracy is okay. So, whew, good. Okay. But get to the big news. The news that everyone's talking about. The surprising cuts by the WWE last Wednesday. Yeah. 5 talents cut. One of them, and again, I was floored when I saw the headline. Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Lana, Murphy, Wooby Wyatt, and Santana Garrett. All of them cut from the WWE, released, gone. Goose in the chat room going, wee! Yeah. If you checked it out, Wednesday, as the news dropped, Roy Nemmer, SmackDown recapper extraordinary, and the effervescent one, editor-in-chief, Mike Tedesco, gave their 2 cents on what this means and, you know, giving their quick takes and their snap judgments and viewpoints about them. Whether they good moves or bad moves, who knows? The speculations regarding settling a lawsuit worth over $35 million because of misleading investors in the Saudi Arabia deal did the WWE. All this talk about the WWE selling, being sold. All right. It's time for mine. Give my 2 cents or nickel. Might not even be worth that. Might just be worth a wood chip or something like that. Okay, here we go. Some of these, I believe, were people who asked for their release. And I know that's odd. Why is it that all the time in professional wrestling media and news, when we only hear of those that ask for their release if we haven't seen them on TV for X amount of time, and it's because we think that they are just not happy doing nothing on TV? I'm going to do something here. That was getting on my nerves. Had a little tray there. There. Oh my gods. Oh my gods. Everyone can see what's happening. There. That little thing was getting on my nerves. It's getting on my nerves. I had to do something about it. Move some things here. There we go. Still hear me? Ah, God. I am moving stuff around on the fly because I just can't help it. Can't help it. It was getting on my nerves. Doug, you had thoughts. Well, yeah, I had thoughts. All right. Why is it that whenever... Oh, the indie darling hasn't been on TV in 5 months. He must not be happy. He's asking for his release. Oh, Andrade's not happy. And then when it happens, everyone's like, oh, see? But what if it's someone like Braun Strowman? You know? What if he asked for his release even though he's on television every week? It's no surprise that in in tweets, in Instagram posts, and in public, he has made note that kind of suffers from a little bit of an anxiety. You know, he's always bullied in his youth, very anxious. He once suffered from depression. Even though he's a big, monstrous, intimidating guy, he's got a lot of feelings, you know, and he's got a lot of worries. He's got a lot of self-doubt, got a lot of insecurity that's really, really hard to battle through. I believe Braun Strowman asked for his release. And I really, that would not surprise me. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Aleister Black, there was something that they just, I don't want to say that they just didn't like. It's just that maybe they thought their return that they were going to get from the repackaging of his, it's just not going to cut it. And also, there's been a lot of shuffling within the WWE, within the higher brass when it comes to the television shows. And it's not just Bruce Pritchard. Everyone's saying the name Nick Khan. He's got a lot to do with it. So, Aleister Black, maybe they just didn't see a lot of marketing potential in him. Cut their loss. Lana, yeah, we saw Lana coming. I'm surprised Lana wasn't released a while back. Oh my gods, but they did a whole Chronicle thing on her, Doug. Yeah. And they cut her. Okay. Wooby Wyatt, I know, made a lot of people sad. Wooby Wyatt being released. But no shock. Contract was coming up. No point in re-signing her. Really hasn't done anything on television. Didn't know what to do with her. Seriously, they've had her in matches, people. They had her against Wanda Rousey. Santana Garrett's a completely different story. Santana Garrett stunk. Santana Garrett was horrible. Oh, she was bad. She was really bad. Murphy, once again, not really marketable. It's a good 205, but I don't know. And the big thing, I loved hearing this, and I'm seeing it in the chat room, and I'll just go ahead and acknowledge it now. But Jackson Riker still has a job. But Kona Reeves still has a job. But Arturo Ruas still has a job. But Riddick Moss still has a job. But this, but that, but this, but that. But this person, but that person, but this person, but that person. All of them still have a job. Why did they let these people go? Because they were up on their contracts. And they are not re-signing them. That's why. The others that I just mentioned, their contracts might be dirt effing cheap. That's why. They didn't cut them because it's not going to hurt them that much economically. This guy, Braun Strowman, he's asking for his release and he's maybe got 1 month left on his contract. Yeah, we'll cut your ties. We'll sign you up whenever you want to come back, dude. Whenever you want to come back, you have our blessing. Get yourself figured out. Aleister Black? Nah. Contract's coming up? Nope. Nope. Nope, we don't want to take that chance. Wooby Wyatt? Same thing. Kona Reeves might be worth a carton of milk that he's actually on, that he actually represents. We might still have plans for him. We can still make him a jobber. Don't have to really build up a character. They might be good hands in the performance center doing stuff that we don't know. Could be trainers for all we know. Physical trainers, not wrestling trainers, physical trainers. We don't know why they didn't release those people. There's got to be a reason. And the reason is they have a purpose for them. And the money that they're asking for to be re-signed or to be signed in the first place justifies why they're there. That's why. I would love to know how much everyone's contract is, but I'm glad I don't. I'm really glad I don't. That's going to open up a whole big can for everyone to start making justifications on why everyone still has a job. And why is this person being paid more than this person? Why isn't this person being less? Why is this person paid so much? Oh, they stink. Oh, this one's great. This one should get more. I'm glad they don't show that. And I really hope they don't. That's discussions I don't want to have. They stink, really. We don't want to turn this into the NFL or NBA or any other actual sport where we start trying to justify why everyone stinks is based off of how much money they make. They want to make more money, they would continue performing. Period. It doesn't matter. We got reactions from those that were released. Braun Strowman, what a chapter in life, thank you. He would follow this tweet up with lyrics to Lynyrd Skynyrd's Freebird. Santana Garrett, thank you, peace, love, and headband power. We will see her in AEW, and she is going to destroy someone in the ring. Buddy Murphy, today ends my 8 years with the WWE. What a crazy ride, highest of highs, lowest of lows, but whether W-E-A-T-H-E-R, whether I had 3 minutes or 20 minutes, I put all my effort into my performances. Nothing is harder when all you want to do is wrestle, but you can't. In my opinion, I haven't even hit my peak. Nothing is harder when all you want to do is wrestle, but you can't. Honey? Buddy Murphy, Alistair Black program. Does that ring a bell at all? How that turned out for you? How you were wrestling in that? And then it was time to actually build a character? And I'm excited to see what the next adventure holds. I was lucky enough to work with some of the best talent in the world and learned a tremendous amount. But trust me, ellipses, the whole world will know that what I meant by best kept secret. Oh, he's made for Ring of Honor. He's made for Ring of Honor. Let me take a sip here because you guys know what's going to be happening. 3 words that I live by that make my life happier, more lighthearted, that rid myself of anxiety. 3 words that I live by. Don't scroll down. What do I mean by that? Well, whenever you see a news item, whenever you watch a video of any kind, reading articles, anything like that. After you're done reading said article or watching the video, don't scroll down. Don't look in the comments. There is nothing that you can gain from the comments section. There's nothing informative about the comments after an article or video. Nothing. All it does is it embroils you. It inflames you to want to tap on your keyboard to make a snap sentence or snap claim or snap insult that you're going to regret later on. Okay? Comments after videos and articles serve no purpose other than to make people feel important about themselves, make them feel great, to make them feel like they're freaking experts. And you get sucked into it. There's nothing good that comes from scrolling down. So we're going to scroll down. Here we are on the main story when the news broke. Here we go. Steel City, 1981. I'm convinced Vince is preparing to sell the WWE. He's made so many cuts from talent to staff within the past year, something is definitely up. Asmiel. Unexpected and shock. Black was on last Raw, but now what happens? I am getting a slight idea for that. He was on SmackDown. Maybe something unexpected, budget issues or blah blah came, but it's unexpected news. Steel City would reply, I don't think it's a budget issue. I think it's a getting ready to sell issue. Vince had said in past interviews that he would sell the WWE for the right price. I think Vince, being 74, he's stating to see what everybody else has seen for the past 5 years and that it's time for him to step down and let someone else take helm of the company. I think everyone that it was going to be one of his children to take over, but it would appear that he wants his own children to create their own thing instead and become highly successful at it like he was. Vince has never mentioned Stephanie or Shane ever taking over the WWE once he steps down, so this gives reason to believe he always had intentions to sell it to someone else when that time came. That has absolutely nothing to do with the release of Braun Strowman and Murphy. As per multiple wrestling reports, replies Asmiel, Dave Meltzer inside reports suggest some other notions into it, all getting in one direction to stop loss because of no audience due to COVID. They are running from long time. And if compared to new business like AEW, I think budget is more into AEW account than WWE. Rest I am not sure about anything. Time will tell, time will tell when it tick-tock. Youth. We are in good hands. Zach Stephen Whitlow. Murphy, Black, and Riot are the ones I'm most happy to see get released because they were criminally underutilized talents. I expect to see big things from them. Strowman never once improved, but Henry was the guy that got him into the WWE, so I wouldn't be shocked to see him go to AEW. Robert A. Ziemba. So with everything opening up post-COVID and now all these releases, get ready to see house shows that are rehashes of the Raw rehashes of matches. Smuff. Oh, that's SMH. They haven't announced any house shows yet. Sorry. Braun Strowman is a complete shock. He was doing so well, says Jeremy King. Unknown. Says releasing talent when they're in the midst of a new program. Vintage WWE. Name others. Name me other performers that they've released when they were directly in the middle of a repackage. Go. Go. I'm going to read through these. Tell me a performer that they have released in the middle of a repackage like the one Aleister Black was in, where they invested so much into it. Really, seriously. Too many bodies, and they did not know how to use. Strowman is a mistake, 72 Mike 72 says. Too many bodies they did not know how to use. They were used. Sure were. Jim Bilby. Lana should have been canned long ago. I may stop watching WWE, or at least Raw now. Of course you will. We'll see you next week. Anonymous, I stopped watching a while ago. I just read the results on here, to be quite frank. That's what they all say. That's what everyone says. We know you're watching, or at least DVRing the episode and fast-forwarding through the whole guy. Finally, Jeff Miller. I know it's a meme at this point, but I just want this to sink in. Here we go. We have lost Samoa Joe, Murphy, Black, one of my favorites, in parentheses, Riot, Braun Strowman, and someone named Santana Garrett. Not sure who that person was. But they refuse to release Nia Jax, and they bring Eva, whatever her last name is. This is the one I've been waiting for. This is the one I'm waiting for. I can't remember it, to be honest. Why? Has Vince been recently checked to see if he's still mentally competent? Competent. Yeah, he spelled it right. That's the comment I'm waiting for. Why did they release the people I like when they should be releasing the people I don't like? I love it. I love it. Why aren't they doing what I want them to do? An argument that's tried and true in all of professional wrestling. God, the show stinks. Why won't they do what I want them to do? Alana commented on her release. Here she is. I will never forget the fans and the love they showed me, whether it was a tank, power suits, flags, crush, Rusev, 900 partners, weddings, or tables. I tried to always entertain you, and you definitely elevated me. Thank you. Professional. As professional as it can be. Her husband, Miro, would say you can't soar with the eagles if you're hanging with the turkeys. I don't want to scroll down on this one, but I just did subconsciously to get Miro or Rusev's reaction. I was God, all of you here right now who know me, okay, seriously, I see it in my memories timeline on Facebook of, God, I loved Rusev. Oh, man, was that such a good character. Foreigner heel from Russia with a superior, with a woman speaking for him and telling him when to stop with the accolade. Oh, God, I love this guy. Man, he was so good. Until I started learning more about him. He's kind of a troll. Makes ADHD kids look stoic. I used to be a Rusev fan. I used to be a Miro fan. I used to be. But, man, I was so... Yeah, you're right, Jamel. I was close to getting a Rusev tramp stamp. Oh, God. Man, I was into him. God, he was the best thing to ever happen. And, man, did he fall off the face of the planet because he just didn't want to go along with it. Wanted to be his own person. Because I've got ideas. Let me be me. Even though you hired me to do a television show. And my character doesn't mean shit to me. I want to do what I want to. Fuck my job. I care about my pride. That's why I don't pay attention to him anymore. It's sad. It was such a good character. God, it was so much promise. Way more promise than anything Braun Strowman's ever done. Can I pour this beer accurately? Yes, I can. Yes, I can pour that beer accurately. But I will always have Rusev's tank. I will always have at WrestleMania Rusev versus Cena, Rusev coming out in a tank. I will always have that. I will always have that. Wooby Wyatt commented on her release via the Instagram. She said, quote, well, here it goes. Ruby Riot's reaction, her comments. I've never been good at this sort of stuff. Yesterday, in a matter of minutes, my life changed very drastically. But after some tears, some panic, and a full box of Oreos, I was able to look back at how lucky I've been to accomplish what have. I never thought I'd make it to the WWE. I've been honored to be a part of a squad of the most incredible women I've ever met. I've gotten to see the world, share locker rooms with some of the most talented women I know, some of which I've made lifelong friendships with. I've gotten to meet fans that were just like me, introverted kids who never quite felt like they fit in. And between the locker room and those fans, I feel like I belonged, and I'm so grateful to have that feeling. With that, I am overwhelmed by the amount of calls, texts, tweets, and support that I've gotten and received from former coworkers, friends, family, and fans. Thank you so much for the kind words. You'll never know how much it helped. As for what's next, In the beginning, Heidi Lovelace was given to me. At the end, Ruby Riott was taken away. So I don't know what I'll be called or where I'll end up, but please know this is far from over. Thank you. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Professional in every sense of the term. Professional. We had these releases, and everyone's still kind of floored by them and saying they'll never watch WWE again. Ugh, I'm never watching again. But there are some people who say they have never been released from the WWE, that being Kavita Devi. Says that reports of her release from the WWE were not accurate. She spoke with the Hindustan Times, clarifying her contract status with the WWE. Back on May the 19th, Fightful and F4 Dub Online reported that she was released during the spring cleaning. She recently set the story straight. Here are some excerpts down below. I'm just going to go right to it with the question. Recent reports suggest you were released by the WWE. Can you tell us what happened? Devi, I've read some of those reports, and they are not accurate. I have been back at home in India since January. My husband contracted COVID earlier this year, and I needed to be here with my family. I chose not to go back to America. Everyone at WWE has been incredibly supportive. I am filled with gratitude for everything they've done for me. I've also had an ACL injury for over a year and have been unable to perform in the ring, but WWE still supported me through all of that. They understand that India is where I need to be, where we are working together on a new arrangement that allows me to be home, but still part of WWE Universe. Goose asking whatever the hell a Kavita Devi is. She is a Indian female wrestler, probably only one of two, and they're trying to branch out and show that they are all welcoming to all cultures. Fuck you. Yes, Mark Henry signed a multi-year contract with AEW. That was announced by AEW or whatever the fuck ever. What's a Mark Henry? Yeah, we know what a Mark Henry is. Made a surprise appearance at the pay-per-view. Oh yeah, and Lio Rush is reportedly under a New Japan deal, but he needed approval by New Japan to appear for AEW. According to F4 Dub Online and P-Dub Insider, they indicate that Rush signed with New Japan back in April and needed approval from them to appear at AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view. That was a few weeks ago. It's unknown if he's going to appear again for AEW in the future, but don't worry. We hope that he'll get tightened up because, quite frankly, check out his appearance at Double or Nothing. He took part in a fantastic botch. Tried to do the little slingshot stunner and slipped off the ropes. And then, of course, Andrade appeared, and he's a part of AEW. Charlotte Flair, with her reactions, fuck tons of emojis. Okay. Just makes another former WWE performer in AEW. No shock. Speaking of former WWE stars making impacts on other federations, last Thursday's episode of Impact, Steve Cutler made his debut for Impact in a vignette full of whiskey and skulls on highball glasses. Okay. But here's the big one. WWE announced last week 3 new additions to their senior leadership team. These include Jamie Horowitz, Samira Shah, and Matt Drew. Jamie Horowitz is now the new Executive Vice President of Development and Digital. Samira Shah is the General Counsel and Corporate Secretary. And Matt Drew is Senior VP of International. What does this mean? Well, Jamie Horowitz, he has over 2 decades of experience in the sports media industry, formerly employed by DAZN. and he is going to be in charge of their original content by the WWE, including scripted and unscripted programs for digital and social media. And he's going to be in charge of WWE Studios in LA. So all of the content you're going to see on social media, all of the content you see on WWE Network and Peacock, this guy is going to be doing it. He's going to be in charge of it. Samira Shah, she's new general counsel and corporate secretary. She's going to oversee litigation, intellectual property, corporate governance, government relations, risk management. Boring shit. Until they have to settle lawsuits. And then finally, Drew, also a former employee for DAZN. He is in charge of growing the WWE's brand and business outside of the U.S., being part of WWE International. He's going to be managing the partnerships and streaming platforms' rights portfolio and partnerships across the Americas and Europe and Asia. So there you go. There's all the people doing the things. Adam Pearce revealed that he's got a new position with the WWE, but is maintaining his role on the show. An exclusive interview with Give Me Sport. Is that the name of it? Really? That's the name of your... Oh, whatever. He's been promoted to WWE's Director of Live Events. Director of Live Events. Booker? Maybe? Huh. Director of Live Events. Not necessarily in creative writing, but maybe more along the lines of when they start going back to house shows. That would be interesting. AEW announces their next pay-per-view Sunday, September the 5th in Chicago is now all out. Yeah, be at the Sears Center, like usual. Like we were there for All In way back when, 2 Labor Days ago. Never forget that day. Well, I still try to. Slammiversary Impact announces is going to be live in person for fans on July the 17th out of Skyway Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. And they announced that then it sold out in just 20 minutes. I don't know how many tickets that is, but due to a limited number of tickets being sold, Impact only did a super VIP package for this show at $250 a pop. Oh boy. $250 to go see Impact? I put it to you. Would you spend $250 to go watch anything involving Impact Wrestling? Would you? $250. Oh. $250 to watch Impact Wrestling? That's a car payment. It's a car payment for me. I don't want to do that. No. I might buy some Magic Gathering cards for $250, but no. No, that's... But the great news, we always ended on good news. Jamel saying Impact is improved. Okay, but I wouldn't pay $250. Mediocre Lewis, yes, because I'm a smart mark. Well, yeah, I guess so. But we're ending this on good news. Okay, first off, NWA announced the return of fans for its next pay-per-view and Power TV tapings. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. NWA is back studio with fans. Power is back. Thank God. I haven't watched any NWA Power only because Can't have studio wrestling without fans. WWE's trying it, you know. The audio is horrible. I can't stand it. But Power needs the fans. I can't wait. I miss NWA Power. Unfortunately, question mark passed away. Josephus passed away, and so it's just not going to be the same. However, Trevor Murdoch is the new NWA champion. He beat Nick Aldis. Woo! I got to see that. And finally, good news. Lacey Evans reveals that she is having another girl. Baby gender reveal. There, everyone's splattered with pink. The cute pictures. Such cute pictures of the family. No boys allowed. Both of them teams. There you go. I mean, just cute pictures. Seriously, if you don't like Lacey Evans, you don't enjoy life. Seriously. Got a trolly comment to make. You seriously don't enjoy life. So, yeah. There we go. That's the news. Is there much on the injury front? I don't think there really is. Becky Lynch, the tiny human was extracted from her tum-tum. She's supposed to be back, but she enjoys being a mom. So, yeah. Andrew, thanks for the spoilers. Yeah, I'm sorry. Nick Aldis versus Trevor Murdoch. It's kind of been spoiled for over a week, guys. Sorry. If you were actually looking forward to it, shut up, you weren't. It never even crossed your mind. Lacey Evans, just previously mentioned as a tiny human in her tum-tum. She may not be back until Royal Rumble of next year. The Miz with a torn ACL. Because zombies. He won't be returning until Survivor Series, possibly. Tegan Knox with her third torn ACL in her career. If she is not done, she'll be back by SummerSlam times. Ridge Holland, ruptured patella on live television. He won't be back until SummerSlam times. Arturo Ruas tore his rotator cuff nearly 16 months ago. It feels like that. Actually, he tore his rotator cuff about a year ago. He's fine. He's been spending time with his family. He should be let go, but I don't know. They got plans for him. I don't know. Finally, Danny Burch dislocated his shoulder on live television. He won't be back until... He should be coming back this year. A month. Yeah, he'll come back this year. But he should be returning sometime this month. He might return during the aftermath of In Your House for NXT. Is how that'll go. So there. Those are the people that are hurt. What about the people who aren't hurt? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? What about the people who haven't been on WWE television or pay-per-view or otherwise for, say, 3 weeks? They end up on a very special list. A list of my own design. A list that is nurtured and cultivated through time, effort, and the strenuous pressing of my thumb as I fast forward through parts of Raw, NXT, and SmackDown that I don't enjoy. Usually, seriously, when it comes to Monday Night Raw, I probably fast forward through at least 45 minutes of that show because that is the chunk that is done that is repetitious. Check out what happened last week on Raw. I already know. This happened 15 minutes ago. I know. But this list. Oh boy, this list. You better be ready. I hope you're ready. I'm ready. Damn it, Doug, what are you doing? I'm teasing. I'll just show you when I'm ready. I'm just gonna do it when I want to. Turn your head if you're squeamish. Brace for impact. WWE milk carton.
Oh, I'd like to thank the troops for everything they do and giving me a good job and walking, and holy shit!
I was off by a second. Getting that. I wanted to do the holy shit as it closed on him. I've got to figure out my timing on that. I've got to make that about 10 or 15 seconds is what I need to do. Let's start things off with this skinny guy, Leon Ruff. Last time we saw him was back on May the 11th, where he faced off against Pete Dunne because William Regal wouldn't give him a match because he wasn't medically cleared after he had his match with Isaiah Swerve Scott, and that was a no DQ street fight type thing, and that was when the hit row was revealed for Isaiah Swerve Scott and the brand new stable that's going on there. So, yeah, Leon Ruff, do we miss him? I don't know. Breezango, haven't seen him since that same episode of NXT on May the 11th, where they faced off against MSK. I think it was a non-title match. I can't remember, but that was the last time we seen him. Bashoon, you're absolutely right. Leon Ruff is a first-timer for the milk carton. Breezango, they aren't. They made their mandatory one of 3 matches out of the calendar year that they do. They might be inserted into things to make other tag teams look good, but no, they're too busy doing... I don't know what the hell they're doing. Jinder Mahal, this was a great idea, wasn't it? Back on May the 10th on Monday Night Raw, he debuted his new troupe of India people. I can't remember if it was Saroff or Ringu. And then, what's the name of the other guy? Spanky? Chanky. Hanky. I don't know. Spank, I don't know. I can't remember. But it was something weird like that. Frankie, no, there's a Frankie Monet. I don't know. But Jinder Mahal, we haven't seen him since the May 10th episode of Monday Night Raw. And this, I think, May the 10th, I think, is a key date that we need to remember when it comes to these surprise releases that we saw from the WWE earlier this week. Shanky is his name. Shanky, okay. May the 10th is a date we need to remember. Because after May 10th, every episode of Monday Night Raw showcased at least 30 performers. And it seemed like after May the 10th, the reorganization and shuffling of the WWE have been set in stone. May the 10th, I think, is a key date. Just remember it. Just kind of keep it in mind. That episode was the last horrible episode of Monday Night Raw. I'm not saying every episode after that has been fantastic. I'm just saying May the 10th was the last really bad episode of Monday Night Raw. Casey Catanzaro, I haven't seen her since the May 4th episode of NXT alongside Caden Carter, where they were both giving an interview because they weren't scared of Tian Sha and Xia Li and Boa and anyone else that you would find on a restaurant menu in a Chinese restaurant. They ain't scared. They ain't scared of Tian Sha and Xia Li, and they have no reason to be scared because they aren't the focus of Xia Li and Tian Sha's wrath. Instead, Xia Li will be facing off against Mercedes Martinez at NXT In Your House Takeover In Your House, which I am really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that match. Okay. For some strange reason, I've loved the building of Xia Li and Tian Sha. You know, I've really enjoyed that. The production on the vignettes have been great. But we'll see. We'll see. Everyone's favorite waifu, Io Shirai. Haven't seen her since the April 20th episode of NXT, where she was giving an interview backstage of what you gonna do after the NXT TakeOver two-nighter thing. She said broken English, and in came Frankie Monet to interrupt the interview and make herself feel good. And Io Shirai, with her brilliant facial expressions where you couldn't tell if she was angry or achieving an orgasm, let her presence be felt. The presence has definitely been felt because she hasn't been seen for the past 6 weeks. Sasha Banks. Haven't seen her since the April 16th episode of SmackDown. This would be the Fallout episode, the post-WrestleMania episode of SmackDown, where she gave an interview about what you're going to do after losing the title to Bianca Belair. Sasha Banks went and walked away, and we haven't seen her since. She could be in the Dominican Republic for all we know, trying to find herself. She could be giving fake interviews to Stone Cold Steve Austin to be as best of a salesperson as she can be. I don't know. I just hope that when she comes back, she might be a better professional wrestler. While Roderick Strong doled out his resignation papers on an episode of NXT on April the 13th, saying that he was leaving NXT because of all the drama and shit happening with Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Undisputed Era, Marina Shafir, his wife, was standing next to him while he handed out those papers. Those papers he handed out were for his resignation, but not Marina Shafir's. Marina Shafir is still part of the main roster. She's appeared on television this year 3 times. Once next to her husband, issuing out resignation papers. The other 2, underground Monday Night Raw. Was that this year? I thought that was closed off last November. Or did that start last night? I don't know. All I know is that she's not doing a damn thing. You want to talk about people... Why isn't Marina Shafir released? The asshole that we're expecting to ruin everything anytime soon on Monday Night Raw. Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. Haven't seen him since Monday Night Raw, the post-WrestleMania episode of Monday Night Raw, where Alexa Bliss had a lot of black junk all over her face from WrestleMania the night prior, and Bray Wyatt was dressed up like the children's television guy, and he said words, and I don't know, and... that was last year for Raw Underground, says Jamel. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was November, wasn't it? So we've only seen Marina Shafir on television once this calendar year. Prepare yourselves. Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, will be WWE champion sometime this calendar year. Edge. Haven't seen him since night 2, the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania, where Roman Reigns smashed, stacked, and pinned him and Daniel Bryan to retain the WWE title. Since then, Daniel Bryan is not on SmackDown. He is not under contract with the WWE. At least we don't think so. He is on the WWE alumni page on WWE.com. Where is the talk of everyone saying that he was going places? That was about a month ago. Where's Daniel Bryan? Why aren't people still talking about it? Oh, I'm sorry, we're still miffed that Nia Jax wasn't released, but Wooby Wyatt was. Where's Edge? He's going to make a surprise appearance on Monday Night Raw or something. I don't know. Maybe he'll appear on NXT. I don't know. But he's still on the main roster. Flapjack. Flapjack. Haven't seen him since the Battle Royale on SmackDown, the Go Home episode of SmackDown for WrestleMania. It was the Andrew the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. Kit Tyson in the chat room going, wee! Flapjack was part of the Andrew the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on the Go Home episode of SmackDown going into WrestleMania. Since then, with Retribution. Mason T-Bar are now a tag team, and they're going to be part of some clusterfuck of a battle royale going on tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. Mia Yim Reckoning, she hasn't been on television at all. Mustafa Ali is about to have a program with Mansoor on Monday Night Raw. So Flapjack got the bad end of this stick. Malcolm Bivens, haven't seen him since the March 31st episode of NXT, where he was at ringside during a battle royale to determine the number one contender for the NXT North American title. I've got a feeling he is part of the Diamond Mine vignettes that we've been seeing on NXT. That's what I'm really afraid of right now. Mia Yim, haven't seen her since the March 21st Fastlane pay-per-view. No, wait, that's Reckoning. We have not seen her since Fastlane. That pay-per-view was on March the 21st, where she was at ringside as Mustafa Ali battled Riddle for the United States Championship. That loss by Ali led to the breakup of Retribution. Thank God, even though Retribution had so much promise. Like, seriously, the backstory was fantastic. But it's really hard to try to tell that in the amount of time that Monday Night Raw gives you, even though it's a 3-hour show. Keith Lee, Reckoning's husband. Haven't seen him since the February 8th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he faced off against Riddle, leading up to Riddle's matches for the United States Championship against Bobo Lashley. Right now, I have Keith Lee on here because we are not confirmed on why he is not on television. It's supposed to be that he's supposed to be cleared, in quotation marks. But we don't know what he is supposed to be cleared of. Is it concussion protocol? Is it COVID protocol? Has he been in touch with COVID? Hasn't been? We don't know. And I am not going to be one to speculate. I will not speculate on that. It was said that Mia Yim in Reckoning came down with COVID earlier this year. She's now out of it. She appeared at the Fastlane pay-per-view. But that was back on March the 21st. Keith Lee hasn't been on TV since well over a month prior to that. And there was no mention of him having COVID. So we don't know why he's not on TV. He has been active on Twitter and social media telling people, hey, chill out. Everyone will know what's happening when the time comes. Jamel reading my mind. We are not going to see him until either the Money in the Bank pay-per-view coming up next month or the Raw post Money in the Bank following that. That's my guess. He would be a great return. There are a lot of returns that are going to be happening, and they're trying to take advantage of this return to live crowds as much as possible. There are going to be so many pops when the live crowds are back. WWE's planning on them. All right. Get ready for them. And finally, the stalwart of the WWE milk carton. The one everyone was asking, why does he still have a job, but Murphy doesn't? The only one who has not been seen since the last calendar year, Riddick Moss. We haven't seen him since the September 21st episode of Monday Night Raw, where he was underground and thought he was a cage fighter facing off against Arturo Ruas and Dabba-Kato was down there too with Braun Strowman. They both thought they were pit fighters. Since then, Dabba-Kato joined the Nigerian military and became a commander. Why hasn't Riddick Moss joined the Nigerian military? He would make a great brigadier general or lieutenant, first mate or something. I don't know. I want to fill my beer. This beer's not bad. This beer's not bad. So, I don't know where he is. I don't think anyone cares. So there you go. The stalwart of the WWE milk carton. It's going to be another well over 3 months until we declare him a golden gallon. Other people that might be approaching the WWE milk carton. Let me look at my database right now. I'm looking at maybe 7 names that may be showing up. One is that's a name I was not expecting. There's a name that I was not expecting on this list that has been built and built and built for the past 2 months. There's a name on there that I will be shocked if they don't show up on television this week. They've been built for close to 2 months. So we'll see. Can't wait to break that out to you. So, yeah. All right. Got to brace ourselves here. It's going to be a long... I've got, 20 minutes to figure this out? We got 20 minutes to figure this out? Because I didn't plan any of this. I never really do. When it comes to fantasy booking, I don't plan. I really don't plan. Andrew asking me how many are NXT names that are coming up next week? 1. Only 1. There's only 1 name in my list of about 7 that are from NXT that could be appearing. Yeah. No, it's not Big E. We know Big E. We know they're selling the injury, but that's not the big name I'm talking about. All right. There are some issues right now with the WWE. Mediocre Lewis is tapping out. Later, the surprise releases have left everybody going, what the hell's happening with the WWE? What in the world are they thinking? Braun Strowman, a top-tier guy, and they released him. Well, I'm sorry, you had him lose during a triple threat match with Bobo Lashley and Drew McIntyre, and now you're going to do that rematch in a Hell in a Cell, so I don't want to hear that. You released Aleister Black in the middle of a repackage. That's kind of a big thing. Especially when it involves the aforementioned Big E trying to sell that injury. He hasn't been on television. They don't know really how to bring him back. He had great momentum, too. So, with all of these releases, and don't get me wrong, now, let's face it also, the women's divisions are in total disarray. We need to sit down and figure this out. And the best way to do that is getting at least 1.5 beers in you, telling yourself that you are the smartest person when it comes to professional wrestling, though you take shots of tequila, declaring that you don't know shit about it. And you find a group of friends that love to see you talk in front of a microphone drunk off your ass about professional wrestling. I'm talking about you in the chat room. I love doing this stuff with you guys in the chat room because it gives us all a lot of great ideas. And this is what us fans love to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to try to book Monday Night Raw and SmackDown post SummerSlam. But before we do that, we have to remember the rules for fantasy booking. This is Fantasy Booking 101, okay? We're all fans. We love to fantasy book, but you've got to think like a creative writer. You cannot be thinking of just a fan and marking out just because you want to see a match for the sake of seeing a match. There's a methodology by this. So, Fantasy Booking 101. Number 1, remember everything. And when I mean everything, all wrestling you've ever watched since you started watching wrestling, especially WWE content. Remember everything. Great case in point, the match that's happening right now between Mercedes Martinez and Xia Li at NXT TakeOver in Your House was 4 years in the making. The reason the match is happening is because Xia Li is still miffed at Mercedes Martinez beating her in the Mae Young Classic, the first one. Remember everything. Number 2, book for the long haul. Don't book just so you can have one match on one night and that's it. No. Why are we having the match? Why are these people angry? How many TV episodes is this going to span out before we actually have a match? Could be 3 weeks, could be a month, could be 2 months. Drag it all out. You're seeing it right now with Roman Reigns. He only performs on pay-per-views or whatever, and it's not because he's the champion and he's a big name, but because if I'm going to book a program with him, I want it for the long haul. They've been doing it with Cesaro. They're doing it right now with Cesaro. That's what they do. Book for the long haul. Book the story. I don't give a shit what moves they're going to be doing in the ring. I don't care what kind of 630 flips they're going to be doing, or countering out of a powerbomb, countering out of a sharpshooter, countering out of a punch in the face, countering out of their taxes. I don't care. It doesn't matter about the moves. It's about the story. It's about why this is happening. It's about the personalities involved in the ring. It's about showing the frustration and the anguish and the victory of it all ending. It's about the story. It's not about your goddamn moves. Finally, it's not about you. It's not about what you want. It's about what everyone wants. It's about, how do I get the most eyeballs to watch this program, to watch this match? How am I going to get those ratings higher? AEW sure as hell doesn't know how to, because they're booking for themselves. AEW's ratings haven't cracked over 500,000 in the past 2 weeks. It's not about you. It's not about what match you want. It's about the story. It's about making it good. It's about the process. It's not about the culmination. It's about the process. So, Fantasy Booking 101. I need to bring up my screens here on the side. Where is I got to bring up my roster. Okay. Oh, boy. All right, kids, we got 15 minutes. We got 15 minutes to try to book the 2 flagship shows for WWE after SummerSlam. All right, here's how we do it. Currently, you see on the left, the current programs that are happening on Monday Night Raw. We've got Bobo Lashley defending the WWE title against Drew McIntyre. Nikki Cross inevitably going to be put into a triple threat with Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley for the women's title on Raw. It is a clusterfuck going on with the tag team titles. That's going to be determined in a battle royale tomorrow night. Humberto Carrillo, Ricochet, Richard O'Shea, and Sheamus are taking part in a United States triple threat clusterfuck. Shayna Baszler and Alexa Bliss are going to be having a program coming up here soon. Don't know if it's going to lead to a match at Hell in a Cell, but it'll probably end up being one at Money in the Bank. Shelton Alexander and Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander have been going at it for the past 3 weeks. Why? I don't know. It needs to stop. And finally, random women's tag team matches involving Tamina and Natalya. Right now, that's fallen off the face of the planet. So, how are we doing this? Actually, I put this after Hell in a Cell. Not after SummerSlam, after Hell in a Cell. After Hell in a Cell in July is Money in the Bank. We're going to have some Money in the Bank qualifying matches and stuff like that. We are booking post Hell in a Cell. Okay, I want to re-emphasize that again. We are booking post Hell in a Cell. I'm sorry, I thought it was after SummerSlam, but I made a split-second decision while I was making the show. That'd be way too difficult for us. So, after Hell in a Cell, what are our programs going to be? After Hell in a Cell, the next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank. There's going to be qualifying matches for Money in the Bank. We cannot necessarily involve who the winner of the Money in the Bank match is going to be, but we can at least book programs that'll be focused into Money in the Bank. What I mean is that there are going to be 7 or 8 performers in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and 1 or 2 of them are going to be involved in a program, a grudge match of some kind. So, just keep that in mind. Jamel saying, let's deactivate the women's tag team titles. Yeah, we could, but the thing is, I'm listing these 7 programs on Monday Night Raw because this is what they've been regularly showing on Monday Night Raw. We're going to have the women's tag team crap in here. Whether we continue to keep it random or not, that's a different story. But I think we will just continue to make the random women's tag team matches. That's going to continue. They got their feel-good story with Tamina getting her title, and that's about it. After that, who the fuck cares? Andrew's moving Naomi to SmackDown. Jamel saying we got to end Lashley Drew at Hell in a Cell. Yes, we are ending Lashley Drew at Hell in a Cell. So instead, what are the new programs going to be when we start coming out of Hell in the Cell? This is where The Fiend comes back. Right now, I am not making this permanent. I'm not making this a X versus Y type thing, but it's going to involve one of those two. So instead, we're just going to call it Fiend's Return. And it's going to involve the WWE title. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. It'll involve the WWE title, but the Fiend will be involved in some point. So, that's that. Nikki Cross, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley. So much can be made from this program. Try not to read too between the lines. Rhea Ripley is not being painted very well. This isn't too good. The women's division is atrocious right now and is in need of a shot of something, a shot of anything. So what do? Why not have Nikki Cross as the champion? Why not? But would we do that at Money in the Bank? Yeah. Jamel's right. We gotta salvage Nikki Rhea Ripley somehow. Some way. And Andrew's also right too. I see Nikki Cross getting hella hot after this. And that's what's striking me about this women's program on Monday Night Raw with Nikki Cross, Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte Flair. If they had live crowds, Nikki Cross would be molten lava hot. Molten lava hot. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Mashoon saying the meme returns in a big way. Becky Lynch returning. She's returning live in front of the audiences. That's number one. Whether it be at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view next month or the Raw following it. That's happening. But if I'm doing a program after Hell in a Cell, gosh, I'm tired of Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley. God, I want to put Nikki Cross into this. I really do. Asuka's taking a break. Asuka's taking a vacation. She's not going to return for a while. She's not returning for a while. Man, I see a program with Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley in singles. Daniel saying, wasn't Nikki versus Alexa so 2020? Yeah, well, it was. I mean, Nikki Cross was used to confirm the Alexa Bliss character that it is now. Nikki Cross is just fun to watch. And right now, I can't think of anyone else on the Raw roster right now to be injected into this title picture after SummerSlam. I mean, after Hell in a Cell, except for Nikki Cross. No one else has been booked. Lana is gone. Naomi, Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose. They're all doing tag team shit. Ava Marie, she's going to be coming back, but she's not going to be inserted into a program this early. I would love to. And it's really dependent on who leaves Hell in a Cell Raw Women's Champion. And right now, I just can't make that choice right now, but it's going to be Cross versus somebody. I got a feeling Flair or Ripley is going to be taking the fall. They will not have Nikki take the fall. So, yeah. They're going to carry on with that. Clusterfuck within the tag team division on Monday Night Raw. Who the fuck cares? Seriously, who cares? We brought the Viking Raiders back and then we put them off TV for 2 weeks and you had forgotten they existed. Mace and T-Bar are trying to be a tag team, but my God, were they atrocious before then when they were part of a group that had more than 2 people. Who else is in this stupid little thing? Randy Orton, Matt Riddle. That could lead into something, but the problem is I'm looking at that being more of a... They're going to turn on each other, and we're going to have Riddle versus Orton for the next 4 months. In fact, I'm going to put that down here right now. Orton Riddle. Orton Riddle is going to be your next grudge match going on Monday Night Raw. They're going to split. And Riddle's going to swerve. Riddle's going to be the bad one. Riddle's going to be worse than Orton. That's what's going to happen. Riddle is going to be worse than Orton. Riddle's the one that's going to turn. How's that going to happen, Doug? He goes nuts. He goes ballistic. That's why. Beating everyone and everything that's in his path. That's why. What are we doing with the tag? Nothing's ever been done with the tag team titles. Nothing's ever been done with the tag team titles. It will continue being a clusterfuck. It doesn't matter. All that matters is what you're going to be doing with the tags. I mean, with the singles matches. All right, Carrillo, Richard O'Shea, and Sheamus. United States title. This one has fallen flat on its face. We've got to salvage this somehow. This is the one that I'm worried about the most. This is the one I'm worried about the most. What am I doing with this title? What is the purpose of it? Who was the champ before Sheamus? Riddle? And that was at WrestleMania. That was a sack of potatoes match. Sheamus is going to continue his open challenge. Sheamus is going to continue his open challenges. Someone will show up who I don't know. God, you see, this is why it's so difficult. This is why it's so difficult booking Monday Night Raw with how horrible it's been. With how horrible Monday Night Raw has been, I'm leaving this so ambiguous. It's horrible. Right now, yeah, Sheamus had surgery on a broken nose from the past episode of Monday Night Raw. That's going to lead to a match with those two. I mean, that's going to continue on. Sheamus right now, I don't know. Something has to happen with that U.S. title. Finally, if I'm going to do another grudge match of some kind, a grudge match, because that's what the Shayna Baszler or Alexa Bliss program is. It's a grudge match. I will do Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair to keep Flair on TV. And honestly, I think that would make for great television. I don't think we've really seen an Alexa Bliss Charlotte Flair program. For as long as they've been on the roster, we have not seen an Alexa Bliss Charlotte Flair program. I think now is the time. As wacky ass as the Alexa Bliss character is, and as stagnant as the Charlotte Flair character is, matting her hair down, trying to look like Cruella de Vil, putting on way too much makeup now, might as well. Oh my God, I cannot. Okay. Jesus Christ, I hate doing this one. We're almost to the end. I gotta compose myself. We have one more show that we've got to book. Before I do that, oh my God, that's a lot of beer I've had. I gotta take care of things because SmackDown is a really good show and we don't want to screw it up. So I'm gonna be right back. You guys think about SmackDown. Enjoy the gif of how I look when I go to the bathroom. Oh, God. Holy crap. Oh, God. Okay, that's better. Oh, I feel better. Oh, that's much better. All right. Let's solve SmackDown. Does SmackDown really need solving? And first off, no, this is post HIAC. It's post Hell in a Cell. This is what we're doing. All right. Currently, on SmackDown, we got 6 programs going on. Roman Reigns and the Usos, the family, facing off against the Mysterios for the sake of the tag team titles or for the sake of story development within Roman and the Usos. Karen versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title. Apollo Crews and Kevin Owens going for the Intercontinental title, and Sami Zayn just keeps on inserting himself. You know what? That needs to be said. There were rumors going around about the whole Israeli-Palestinian conflict that was going on. Sami Zayn spoke up against the Israeli countermeasure and spoke in part for the Palestinians. Everyone on the internet, on the Twitterverse, read a report or believed that there were Jewish organizations petitioning the WWE to have Zayn silenced. Would you believe that? There was a hashtag campaign on Twitter a few weeks ago. Don't fire Zayn. Stand with Zayn. He's still on TV. It's okay. He's still there. We still have Cesaro versus Rollins. That's still going to be happening. That's going to be a match at Hell in a Cell. King Corbin versus Nakamura involving the Crown, which has been fun. In introducing Boogs playing guitar for Nakamura, who is a Elias with a falsetto and plugged in for electricity. And finally, Alpha Academy versus the Street Profits. That was just confirmed last Friday on SmackDown. So, post Hell in a Cell, what are we doing? Right now, it's looking like it's going to be the Usos versus the Mysterios in a tag team match, Hell in a Cell, is what it's looking like. Roman Reigns doesn't have a match. Roman Reigns has got nothing booked. So what are we doing? Are the Usos going to fire back on Roman Reigns? Will it be Jimmy and Jey Uso against Roman? Is that what'll happen? Or will they solidify and the Usos become tag team champions, and so all the gold is there? I don't know. Jamel bringing up that Naomi should come to SmackDown and join the family. That would be nice. That would be nice. But the Superstar Shakeup is not going to happen until after SummerSlam. That's not going to be happening until after SummerSlam. I still see Roman Reigns and Usos drama, because right now that is the best program that's going on with the WWE right now. On Raw and SmackDown, the Roman Reigns Usos drama is the best thing going on. So I am looking at right now Roman versus Jimmy. I'm looking at Roman Reigns versus Jimmy Uso this time in Hell in a Cell, because it was Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso Hell in a Cell last year. So if Roman and Jimmy went on it at Hell in a Cell this year, that match isn't going to be announced. No. We're going to have Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso as a program after Hell in a Cell. They should have booked this for Hell in a Cell to be a complete turnaround from when Jey Uso faced Roman Reigns in Hell in a Cell. It would have been so great. But it's not what they're doing. So I think Roman, Jimmy Uso, sure, for the Universal title. For the Universal title, sure. Why not? Is someone going to get squashed? Asking Danny. I don't know. That's why I like it, is because I don't know which way they'll go. Will the Usos turn on Roman? Will the family solidify? I don't know. I mean, that's what makes it so good. I just cannot see, though, the Roman Reigns character being taken down at all. It's right now the best character on WWE programming. I only wonder, once we get to the live crowds, if we'll even be able to hear him. Because he's only speaking, he's not yelling or using his full voice. This will be the true test for the new Roman Reigns character, is when we go into live crowds, how will it perform? This is the ultimate test for Roman Reigns. We can sit here and go, oh, the character's been great, the heel swerve's been great, thanks to Spiky Nerf Ball. Would it have been the same if we had live crowds? That you can't make that judgment. But the judgment we can make is, once we get back to live crowds, how it will be received and how he will perform. That's the biggest thing of everything about the live crowds when it comes to television shows. That's the one you need to watch. SmackDown Women's Title. Bianca Belair. This is only to confirm that Bianca Belair is a thing. Sasha's coming back. The SmackDown episode prior to Hell in a Cell. It's rumored that on that live crowd show that she will be returning. Sasha Banks will be returning to live television. So, why not? Let's do it again. We'll do Banks and Belair again. Why not? And this time, you don't need to do the wacky putting them in teams or anything like that. Just pit them against each other. That's all you got to do. Jamel thinks Roman's holding back his voice a bit. I don't know. That's his speaking voice. You don't yell out. His character needs that speaking voice. So, yeah. Intercontinental title. Apollo Crews, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. I am sick and tired of Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. I am sick and tired of it. And I don't know what to put Kevin Owens in anymore. He's been in everything. Kevin Owens has been in everything. Even if I send him to Monday Night Raw, he's been in everything. There's nothing for him at all on either shows. Done with Kevin Owens. He needs a break. Ship him to NXT. Apollo Crews versus Sami Zayn. Jamel saying if we still want the hair versus hair thing at SummerSlam, yeah, Sasha Banks. No, I don't think we're going to get Karen. I don't think we're going to get Bayley Belair in a hair versus hair match. I don't think that's happening. There's a program I'm interested in right there. Thank you, Jamel. Thank you, Daniel. How about Kevin Owens and how about Apollo Crews and Shinsuke Nakamura? We're building up Nakamura, right? Getting away with the crown and all. That could lead to a triple threat. I think that will. I'll actually do that. I'll do that one better since I can get really specific. I'll do that into a triple threat. Corbin's not just going to walk away because Nakamura's got his crown. That thing is going to be going on for a long time. Okay? It's going to be going on for a long time. Big E is going to return to live crowds. The go-home show for Money in the Bank going into Money in the Bank. He may enter himself into the Money in the Bank ladder match. He could very well win Money in the Bank. But until then, I see Big E in a program that will confirm himself into when he does get, if he does get that briefcase, that shit's going to go down. Big E is not swerving. He's still going to be a good guy. Gosh. But then what I'm doing, no. Stick with the plan. Doug, stick with the plan. I've got a Big E Seth Rollins program in mind. I have got a Big E Seth Rollins program in mind. And this is to confirm him into the hunt for Roman Reigns' title. I'm thinking Big E Rollins. But then what am I doing with Cesaro? We built up Cesaro. What am I doing with him? That's the tough one. We built Cesaro up so well, and we have no live crowds to show for it. Daniel asking, can I have Cesaro Rollins instead? You're getting that right now. You're getting Cesaro Rollins right now. What am I doing with Cesaro? What program am I putting Cesaro in? Kevin Owens. If there's anyone that I can see swerving, it's Kevin Owens in a heartbeat. I'll put Cesaro and Kevin Owens in a program. Sure. I've built up Cesaro to be this can't do wrong, good guy, trying so hard to get back up the roster and get that match against Roman Reigns again. There's Kevin Owens pulling that same argument. Pulling the same argument, but he's going to be an asshole about it. Kevin Owens with swerve number 3 or 4 in his career in the WWE. Honor Fest with Kevin Owens or Rey Mysterio. No. No. That's what we're doing. I like that Cesaro Kevin Owens deal. That sounds really good. You can build that up for a good 2 months. You can build that up for a long time. And make the case that whoever comes out from that goes after the Universal title again. Or you could do other things from that. Whoever loses gets kicked out of SmackDown. And end up going to NXT, of all places. There's a lot of things you can do with Cesaro Kevin Owens. Finally, tag teams. Ziggler and Rude are a waste of space. Street Profits are almost a waste of space. Alpha Academy. Am I getting a turn on this? Is Otis going to be turning on Gable, and so that's just going to be thrown away like it's nothing? I've got Liv Morgan and Carmella fledgling around in the SmackDown women's roster. Name for me the rest of the SmackDown women's roster. Okay, Banks, Belair, Karen, Carmella, Liv Morgan, Natalya, and Tamina. That's all I got. That's all I got. Women's roster is shit. My tag team division, I've got the Mysterios. Alpha Academy has done all kinds of stupid shit with the Mysterios, but the Street Profits haven't. Street Profits have yet to do anything with the Mysterios, I don't think. And that could be the point where you make the Street Profits heel. Keep your eye on that. Keep your eye on that. While, yeah, Chad Gable and Otis are having this fun with Street Profits right now, and that's going to be just a short little program that's supposed to lead to the Street Profits facing off against the Mysterios. And you'll see them have the tag match. Mysterios win, but Street Profits are sore losers. They start beating them down. That's what I'm looking at. That right there sounds like a very simple SmackDown television program for Fox. It's a lot easier to work with this than it is Monday Night Raw. Oh boy. So there we go. There's SmackDown. We got to figure it out. Street Profits as heel sounds fascinating. Roman Reigns trying to pull off his heel character in front of a live crowd. That's the big one to pay attention to. Oh boy. That's a long one. Hey man, well I was gone last week, so I guess I deserve to give you all a longer show. That's going to do it for Wrestleview Weekly. Here on Wrestleview YouTube channel. Oh boy, fears are kind of hitting me. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. If you haven't done so and you've been listening to me for this long, the heck's your problem? Subscribe, like it, do what you can. We don't do that many programs here on this show. Tomorrow night, I think, after Monday Night Raw, the effervescent editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com, Mike Tedesco, and the beautiful Queen Victoria will be giving their thoughts on Monday Night Raw. Immediately following SmackDown Friday nights, you get Roy Nemmer, the guy who recaps it for the website, will be giving his views on Friday Night SmackDown. And then finally, here, next Sunday, 7:30 tentatively, half hour into the pre-show of NXT TakeOver in your house, we're doing a watch-along. A watch-along here with me, where I'm going to try to give my predictions for the matches of NXT Take Your House in your over. And I'm locking every single one of my predictions. If I get a prediction wrong, I take a shot at tequila. And during the show, I'll be giving my predictions for Hell in a Cell for the following week, where I'm sure I'll be wagering a shot at tequila on each one of those. NXT Takehouse in your over is next week. Oh, boy. God, that's a show. That's a show. That's a week. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. Again, I hope you guys had a great last week, had a great Memorial Day weekend last week. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. There's a few more hours to go until it's over. Do as best you can. Usually I say wear a mask around about this time, but I got vaccinated a couple of Fridays ago, so I guess what I'm just saying is don't be an asshole. Think of others before yourself. Like, share, and subscribe this channel. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you stopping by in the chat room. You keep this stuff going. Thank you so much. See you all next week. And as always, most cynical statement of all of them, know when you're being sold to.